This is Gate City Blue Devil football on WGAT 1050. Tonight's broadcast will also be tape delayed by GCTV and replayed Sunday night on Channel 30 at 8:30. Tonight, the Blue Devils of Coach Bill Housewright go on the road to Tazewell looking for a victory. Both teams have a lot in common. Both teams were shut out last week. The Blue Devils lost to Richlands 31-0, and Tazewell lost to George Wythe 28-0. So both teams are searching for the first points of the 2010 season. Both teams have new quarterbacks. Tazewell starting a junior at quarterback, Cody McCann, 6'1", 160 pounds. The Blue Devils are starting the sophomore Nick Bowen at quarterback. Terry Smith is in his first year as Tazewell coach. The Blue Devils defense, led by Seth Clark, played pretty good until they just wore down in the second half last week. Mark, the Blue Devils have got to find some offense tonight to give the defense some rest.
Well, without question, we've got to keep our offense on the field, and it's just like you said last week. We hung in there as long as we could, but you just can't. The defense can't stay on the field as much as we did last week. I don't know what time of possession was, but we didn't have it very much. We only had about 3 or 4 first downs in the game, and a couple of them came late. We were just, quite honestly, we weren't very good last week. I mean, that's just the way it was. You know, we do have Dusty Clark back scheduled to start tonight. That'll help some. And, you know, I'm sure we're better than we were a week ago because you make your most improvement between Game 1 and Game 2, supposedly. Of course, the same could be said for Tazewell. I'm sure they're expecting the same thing. But yeah, one of these teams will have to score tonight or it's going to be a long night.
Maybe a long time before we get back to Gate City if somebody doesn't score.
That's right.
But the Blue Devils, I thought last week, you know, Mark, I just didn't think he had enough energy.
No, Richlands, make no mistake about it. They're very good. I'll be surprised if they're challenged the rest of the way in the regular season. May not be challenged till they get to, game 12 or 13. They're that good, and they are very good. But we had nothing for them. Defensively, we hung in there. They helped us hang in there a little bit in the first half, but we hung in there. And 31-0. That's a pretty good beat down, but really they got a couple of those late and took a 17-0 game to 31 pretty quickly, but still we've had a lot of room for improvement, and really offensively we just didn't get anything done, and I'm sure tonight we'll see some different stuff and we'll be better.
Yeah, we last week we didn't have too many opportunities to make big plays, but we had a 4th and 1 that we went for instead of kicking a field goal and didn't make it, and that's not like a typical Gate City team.
No, 4th and a yard or less, we're going to go for that, and they stuffed us, and we just we couldn't do anything with Richlands up front. We were not good up front, and but that game is in the past. It's in the mirror, and now we'll see what tonight offers up. I'm sure we'll be ready to play. We played hard last week. Don't get me wrong about that. We played very hard. We just didn't get a lot accomplished. So, and if we have the same effort and a little better effort tonight, we'll be okay. And what we'll do is Gate City's marching band leaves the field. We'll go ahead and take a break right here. We'll be back to Tazewell for the starting lineups and the opening kickoff in just a minute.
The Tazewell High School Marching Band has just finished playing the national anthem. We'll hit the starting lineups for you for the visiting team of Gate City Blue Devils. At wide receiver, number 42, Montana Morris. Left tackle, number 70, Daniel McMurray. At left guard, number 73, Cody Vaughn. The center will be Austin Reed, number 55. Right guard, number 54, Cody Davidson. Right tackle, number 68, Austin Dockery. Tight end will be Michael Kelton. Number 8, the H-back will be Seth Clark, number 44. Starting quarterback for the Blue Devils will be number 10, Nick Bowen. At fullback will be number 31, Joseph Vaughn. And the tailback will be number 15, Dusty Clark. The starting offensive lineup for the Tazewell Bulldogs will be at wide receiver, number 10, Brad Rudy. He's a senior. Left tackle number 60, Chase Taylor, a senior. Left guard number 68, Chris Chambers, a senior. The center will be Brad Bowles, a junior, number 76. Left guard right guard number 67, Deion Davis. The right tackle, pretty good sized kid, 6'1", 322, number 77, Shaquille McDonald. At the another wide receiver will be number 20, Jalene Jordan. Quarterback for Tazewell will be number 12, Cody McCann, 6'3", 205. The tight end will be number 15, John Walker. Fullback will be number 33, Kyle Sheets. And the tailback will be number 31, Michael Moore. So that's the starting lineup for the Tazewell Bulldogs, coached by Terry Smith.
Captains for the Blue Devils tonight: 41 Logan Russell, 40 Aaron Kaiser, 44 Seth Clark, 51 Josh Berry. Gate City has won the toss, I believe, and deferred their choice to the second half, so they'll be kicking off to the Bulldogs here to start the game.
Good indication tonight, maybe on how good Mr. Clark's leg his growing is where he punts during tonight's game.
Right. Don't necessarily.
And I think Nick Bowen last week handled the kickoff duties for the Blue Devils, did it not?
Yeah, I believe so. But Larry, we just got to put the bad taste of last week out of our mouth. And, no better way to do that than win. When you win, you feel good about yourself. And I know that when the Blue Devil round felt real good last Friday night about 10 o'clock. And so, new night, another day, and hopefully we can pick up that first win of the year here in Tazewell tonight. We were talking before we came on, what a great setting here at Tazewell for football. You got the mountains behind. This time of year they're still green. And, it's just really a great look to a football stadium.
And tonight, Mark, we have a late arriving crowd from Gate City. Not as many people.
I was going to say, they're so late, they're not here.
Yeah, not as many people as followed the Blue Devils this week as normal.
Well, there's plenty of seating on the visitor side, no question.
Gate City, you'd like to see them score quick here, but of course they're going to be on defense first, and Nick Bowen will kick off as soon as Tazewell goes out on the field. We'll tell you who they got back deep. Looks like one of the deep men is going to be number 14, DeLoe Brady. In the middle will be number 31, Michael Moore, and on the far side will be number 20, I said 21, I believe, and he's not on the roster. So the football's in the air, and it's going to be fielded by Michael Moore at about the 10. It's up to the 20, 25 before he's hit and brought down right on the 25-yard line.
And Michael Bledsoe, Larry, we've got an injured Bulldog, and the player for Tazewell come up to block Michael Bledsoe, and Michael hit him, and he just toppled over, and he hasn't moved, and I don't like to see that. They're going to be a minute tending to the Bulldog player. We'll take a break and be right back to Tazewell.
Back at Tazewell, we have the first snap by Tazewell. We have a fumble on Tazewell's backfield. The ball's still rolling loose. Tazewell falls on it at about the 16-yard line and recovers their own fumble. We've got to find out who 21 is because he's not in their program.
Number 14 for Tazewell was the...
Yeah, I got the L.O. Brady.
Yeah, Brady was... he went to throw a block for the return guy, and one of our people coming downfield, I believe it was Michael Bledsoe, took him on, took the block on, and he just fell over, and he was able to get up eventually and come off, but certainly shaken.
Second down for Tazewell. They drop back, throw a little flyer pass out at about the 15-yard line, and picked up, well, I'm not sure they picked up any. It was second down and 10.
Oh, they lost yardage.
And, yeah, they did. They lost about 2 yards. So the scoreboard said before that, second down and 13, but I thought it was actually more than that.
It's 3rd and 20 right now.
At least 3rd and 20. Yeah.
Tackle, Vaughn on the tackle, Joseph Vaughn.
Moore the only back in the backfield behind McCann. McCann gets the snap, drops straight back, looks to his left, throws a long pass down the field, and the Blue Devils intercepted.
Corey Franklin.
Just short of midfield in Tazewell territory. As Mark said, Corey Franklin on the intercept. Played the ball all the way, didn't he?
Yep. From his safety spot, he had it in his sight from a time it left quarterback's hand. And Peyton Seibert had good coverage on the receiver too, and that left Franklin just free to go for the football.
So the Blue Devils on the first turnover by Tazewell. Takes over at the Tazewell 49-yard line.
Dusty Clark does start tonight for the Blue Devils.
Blue Devils going to come out in a shotgun with Vaughn the only back in the backfield with Bowen. Clark goes in motion. They hand off to Vaughn, who goes back to his right, breaks a tackle, gets close to 10 yards. It's going to be stopped short of 10, maybe a gain of 9 on the play, down to about the 41 of Tazewell.
That's the first time this season we've had a running back see daylight.
I'd say that's a big, well, no, it's not the biggest gain, is it?
No, I know Vaughn had like a 9-yard run,
Yeah.
I believe, last week, but you know, we had somewhere to run that time. And that,
Gain of 7 on the play, brings up second down and 3.
Michael Collier, freshman, in at wide receiver to the right there for the Blue Devils.
Devils still in the shotgun. 3 wides on the left side, 1 on the right. Pass is complete to
Morris.
about the 40, incomplete.
No, complete to Morris.
Yeah, the Morse at about the 37-yard line should be a first down.
And it is.
Mark it right on the Tazewell's 37.
Good throw and catch, not bad coverage. Just,
No, it wasn't.
threw it in the right place.
Morse went up and shielded the defender.
Sure did.
But turned his back. Didn't
Yep. Being
Now-
the defender himself.
he? Yeah. Now the Blue Devils have Vaughn and Dustin Clark in the backfield. Seth Clark goes in motion. As Bowen throws a pass to Seth Clark, it's complete. Gets 10 before he's knocked out of bounds. Probably a gain of 12 on the play. So ball inside the 20, inside the 30, down to about the 26-yard line. So the Blue Devils have come out throwing the football.
Well,
Nothing, no real hard patterns, just short stuff, something to help build up Bowen's confidence.
Something to back some people off the line of scrimmage a little bit.
Right.
Larry, that 322-pound offensive tackle for Tazewell, he plays linebacker.
Yeah. Hand off to Clark. Out of the tailback spot, finds a hole, gets across the 20 down to about the maybe the 18 or 19-yard line, and should be about a yard short, looks like, of a first down. Well, 2 yards short. It's going to be second down and 2 for the Blue Devils with 8:40 to go. You're in the first quarter, no score, but Gate City on the Tazewell, it's like about the 18-yard line. Need to get it down to the 16 for the first down. Full house backfield with the Blue Devils, 2 tight ends. Clark goes in motion. That's Seth. They hand off this time to Vaughn, and he struggles forward and gets a first down, I'm sure, down across the 15 to about the 13-yard line.
Sent all the motion to the near side and ran Vaughn back opposite the motion.
So the Blue Devils have a pretty good little drive going here, Mark.
Yep.
First and 10 at about the 13 of Tazewell.
I think we've equaled the number of first downs we had all last week.
I think we had 4 is all we had.
I believe we got 3 in this drive.
This time the Devils come out with wing back on the right, wide out to each side, wide out on the left goes in motion. They hand it off to Vaughn, who was the only standing back in the backfield, fights for yardage, and gets about 3 or 4 down close to the 10. I think he's going to be stopped short of the 10. We'll see where they mark his knee being dragged. Inside the 10 at the 8. Thank you, sir.
And let's see what we've got. Blue Devil down, but I believe he's just tying a shoe.
I think he broke a shoestring. I believe that's Vaughn, isn't it? So it looks like a Blue Devils could get a first down at about what, the 3? It's hard to tell.
Yeah. That is the one drawback. You're not really way above field level.
No. Yeah, that's one of the drawbacks.
Yeah, that's
rest of them are God-given. Hand off to the right halfback this time, and that's Seth Clark, and he goes into the end zone for a touchdown. So 8 yards out, Seth Clark takes it in for Gate City. The Blue Devils go on top with 7:32 to go, 6-0.
So the Blue Devils scratch the scoreboard for the first time of the season. They'll have Logan Bird on to attempt the extra point. Logan Russell will snap, and the holder will be Corey Franklin.
Snaps down, kicks up, right through the middle.
So 7:32 to go in the first quarter. The score: Gate City 7, Tazewell nothing.
Back at Tazewell, where Nick Bowen's about ready to kick off for the second time. That's good, because if you start the game and get to kick off again, you've scored.
That's right. That's always a plus.
As Bowen approaches it, hits it at the 40, a high end over end kick. It's going to be fielded by the infamous 21 at about the 4-yard line. Gets up to the 10, breaks one tackle, and is hit at about the 15-yard line and brought down. Was that Morris?
I think it was, and I was just getting ready to say he textbook tackled him there. At the knees and wrapped him up, and down he went.
Next break we get, I'll ask some of these people up here and find out who 21 is.
We stopped them inside the 20 at the 15. I believe Bowen's kick was fielded about the 3-yard line. It was inside
the 5.
Yeah, that's outstanding in high school.
McCann, the quarterback, they go on I formation this time with the tailback being Michael Moore. McCann drops straight back, throws a pass out to the left, and it's complete. Receiver gets about 5 yards. No, he gets about 13 or 14 yards. Pass was complete to Jalen Jordan, number 20. So Tazewell picks up their first down for the ball game. Tazewell stays in the eye this time. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. McCann takes a snap, hands off to the fullback, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage and stopped for
Logan Russell.
About a yard, maybe 2-yard loss.
Yeah, Russell just met him right there and dropped him.
They'll mark it about a yard loss on the play, bring up second down and 11.
Peyton Sivert in for the Blue Devils. Vaughn will check out.
The ball is about the 27-yard line. Tazewell. McCann rolls to his right, looks, gets some pressure, and is hit. And now, I don't know whether that's a fumble or an incomplete pass. It's a fumble.
Incomplete. They can't call that a fumble. He threw the ball clearly, it looked to me like. But
the way the referee walked, he didn't blow it incomplete.
No. But, I mean, gee, okay, maybe I didn't see what I thought it did. That happens a lot. But I could have sworn he threw the ball forward. Oh, well.
They move it up to the 27.
Only got 2 yards. It's not like, it's not like it, bad or anything.
3rd down and 12. Really lost a yard. McCann under center. 1 back in the backfield, handoff on a draw to Moore. Cuts it left and gets across.
Morris on the stop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Moore gets the ball across the 30 to about 31.
Well, I like the way he tackles.
Morris?
Yeah, Montana Morris.
Yeah.
He tackles good, and he takes on people he gives up 100 pounds to sometimes.
Only thing's wrong with him is he don't weigh about 185 and about 6'2".
When he grows to be a senior and he can carry 180, they'll be looking for him. They already are.
Andrew Murray is the punter for Tazewell. Gets a snap. Gets off an end-over-end kick. It's going to be fielded by Vaughn and fumbled at the 37. Now cuts it to his right. Breaks across the 45, across midfield, and gets down to the Tazewell 46-yard line. So where the Blue Devils will have good field position again.
49 the first time, 46 or 7 this time. It's called a short field.
Yep.
Sometimes winning that coin toss is a big thing. I mean, it really is.
Ball spotted on the 46. As the Blue Devils come to the line of scrimmage this time with slot back on the left. Be Dusty Clark, wide out. Be Collier on the left. Slot back on the right goes in motion. They hand off to that slot back, and that is Tyler Bird, and he gets down to about the 35. We have a penalty flag on this play.
I'm guessing holding. Because I heard everybody over here hollering holding, and then the flag come out. So let's see.
You're right. It is holding, called on Gate City. Is Tyler had picked up a first down, but and I believe this is Tyler's first year playing football.
I don't remember Tyler playing in middle school. He might have played little. I really certainly don't remember him playing. Tyler, I guess, is a junior now.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Point guard on the basketball team, and I didn't know he ever considered playing football. But he's got some wheels to him.
Yeah, he does. He's got some speed.
Just has to, I'm sure, learn the game a little bit.
After that penalty is marked off, the Blue Devils have it first down and 9. Blue Devils in the shotgun as Dusty Clark goes in motion. They fake to him, throw a pass that is intercepted as the Morris was about a step late to get there, and the ball was intercepted by 21.
Yeah, the ball got to Morris, I think, before he expected it. It didn't look like he had his hands extended out. And about the time a Tazewell defender touched it is when I believe Morris realized it was there.
But that's that short turn, and you got to be ready on that.
I mean, it wasn't a horrible pass. It
no.
just wasn't by any means a bad pass. It just they got to the ball a little quicker than we did.
McCann has his team back in the I formation with a slot back on the right. McCann drops back, throws a long pass to the sideline, and incomplete and out of bounds.
Ooh.
Pass intended for Jordan.
Yeah, number 20, Jordan. He landed back first on that asphalt track.
Blue Devils had that pretty well played also. I mean, we had a defender with him, and I think the quarterback really just threw it away, don't you? Be second down and 10. We have 4:45 to go first quarter. Gate City leads Tazewell by a score 7, and that Tazewell has it on their own 35-yard line. This time they have 2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right, and wing back on the left. Standing tailback will be Moore. McCann under center. Devil show blitz. McCann fakes to Moore. Now the ball's fumbled loose on the ground. I think Tazewell might have recovered.
I don't know.
Blue Devils were signaling that they recovered.
It looked like Tazewell.
Well, I thought there was a Blue Devil on top of it, but Tazewell did recover it.
Yeah.
On top of the ball was McCann. He's the man that recovered the fumble, the quarterback. So a loss on that play makes it third down and 11 for Tazewell. Tazewell, I believe I read where Tazewell only has 3 seniors. They're all 3 starting in the offensive line. McCann under center, and we have a timeout call by Tazewell.
We'll take 1, 2, back in 60 seconds.
Third down and 11 for Tazewell. 1 back in the backfield, wing back on the right, wide outs to each side as McCann takes the snap, drops straight back, looks to his right, throws a deep pass down the field. That is complete.
An intercept? Oh.
Almost complete. He had it for a minute, didn't he?
He had it, and as he went down, it come out. And as it come out, it went into the hands of Bird and then into the hands of Morrison. I thought we had it intercepted. But finally falls away. It's a good throw and just couldn't quite pull it in there.
It was thrown on the money, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Should have been caught.
Punting again for Tazewell, big number 24, Andrew Murray. Back deep for the Blue Devils, Joseph Vaughn on about standing on his own 35-yard line. 3:49 left in the first quarter. Gate City on top. High snap, but Murray is able to get off an end-over-end punt that Vaughn fields at his 32. Gets across the 35, makes a move to down the far sideline to midfield, cuts it inside, and still going. Down inside the 40, the 30. Finally brought down inside the 20.
Wow.
At about the 19-yard line. Good blocking.
Good blocking, and that's the Joseph Vaughn we know.
Yeah.
He made a couple people pay as he went down through there too, but yeah, we had it blocked pretty good.
Ball spotted actually on the 18-yard line. 1st and 10 from a Tazewell 18.
42 or 3 yards on that return.
Yeah.
Good one.
Wide out on the left side will be Collier. They hand off this time to Seth. No, that's Kaiser, isn't it?
No, Seaver Elliott.
Seaver Elliott, yeah, takes it all the way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yep. Handed to Elliott over the right side and runs it in. Pretty well blocked and good hard running again.
And a big hole.
Puts the Blue Devils on top 13-0 with 3:25 to go here in the first quarter. And it will be Logan Bird on to attempt the extra point. If you're familiar with Bulldog Stadium, Gate City's kicking to the end where the dressing rooms are, towards the high school.
Russell, the deep snapper, as Mark said. Good snap back, kick is up, and the kick is good. So again, Logan Bird adds the extra point. Blue Devils lead by a score of 14-0. 3:25 left here in the first quarter. Gate City on top of Tazewell by a score of 14-0. As Nick Bowen will kick off for the 3rd time in the first quarter. Back deep on the far side, number 21, Joe Grubb. It took us a while, but we got his name. In the middle is going to be Michael Moore, and on the near side is Jalene Jordan. So Bowen's kick is high end over end. That's Grubb is going to field at about the 4. Gets up to the 10, to the 15, and he's hit and brought down maybe at the 16-yard line.
Logan Russell.
That's one thing the Blue Devils have had good kickoff coverage.
Well, you know, I believe I read where Coach Housewright said that's something we had to get better at, that we weren't good at that last year, and quite honestly, no, we weren't real good at that. It hurt us numerous times last year, overcome most of them, but, you know, so far this year, we've done a good job. We did a good job with kick coverage against Richlands, two times we got the kick.
Hunter Hammond's in at the left defensive end in Russell's play. As McCann hands off to his setback in the backfield. Moore breaks the tackle out of the backfield, gets up across the 20 before he's knocked out of bounds, and a Blue Devil hit him late. We're going to have a 15-yard personal foul.
Yeah, I don't know. Bird had him. The hit might have been by Hammond's 56 late, but it wasn't blatant late, you know, but
it's just the point it was out of bounds when he hit him.
Yeah.
So Tazewell will pick up 15 after that carry, after they mark off the personal foul.
So they'll have it at the 39-yard line. That'll be a first down.
You asked me about those officials. The only one I recognize is Randy Sturgill. He's on this side right here on the end of the line.
And the rest shall remain nameless then.
Yeah, I didn't know any of the rest of them. Tazewell on their own 39. McCann under center. Wing back on the left goes in motion, and they fake to the fullback. McCann keeps it, and he's thrown down right about the line of scrimmage at about the 39. Tackled by Vaughn, wasn't it?
Vaughn on the stop.
So they're in a little belly series there. Faked it to the fullback. McCann kept it. Vaughn smelled it out and threw him for, well, no loss, no gain. Be 2nd and 10 from the Tazewell 39. 2 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right for McCann this time as he looks over the Blue Devil defense. 1 back. McCann drops straight back. Throws a little flyer pass out that's complete. Devils miss a tackle or two, and the man's able to pick up about 7 yards on the reception. That's Brad Ruddy, number 10, who caught the pass. Just a little, about a 3-yard square in. It turns it into about a 7 or 8 yard gain. Be 3rd down, about 2.
Going to score. I don't know who Lebanon's playing tonight, but they're leading 14-0 in the first
Playing
quarter.
Pell Valley.
It's 14-0 Lebanon in the first quarter.
Ball's on the Tazewell 47-yard line. 3rd down and 2. McCann on a quarterback sneak, and he got his first down across midfield to the Blue Devil 49. McCann, pretty good sized kid, 6'3", 205, a quarterback.
Yeah, he's a good sized quarterback. Got a pretty good push on that thing.
Yeah. So for the first time tonight, Tazewell has the ball in Blue Devil territory. 49-yard line of Gate City. Again, 2 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right. And 1 back in the backfield is Moore behind McCann. Wing back goes in motion. They hand it off to Moore, and he's hit right about the line of scrimmage. Might have picked up 1. Going to bring up 2nd down and 9.
Clock runs inside a minute to go here in the first quarter. Gate City on top 14-0.
Ball spotted at the Blue Devil 48. Kyle Sheets checks into the lineup for Tazewell. He's listed as their starting fullback.
Well, I'd be surprised if they don't pitch it here.
Yeah. 2nd down and 9. McCann runs a little off-tackle play. They didn't go for anything. Lost a couple yards back to Tazewell territory. The Blue Devils smelled that out pretty good.
Yeah, Russell was unblocked. If you don't block Russell, he'll make that tackle.
They ran a little counter play. Took a step to the left, turned it back to the right.
Russell was just standing waiting on him, yeah. And that may be the last play of the first quarter. As the clock runs down inside 5 seconds, it will be. And we'll tell you after 1 quarter play here at Tazewell, it's Gate City 14 and the Bulldogs nothing.
Back at Tazewell High School, start of the 2nd quarter, Blue Devils lead the Bulldogs of Tazewell by a score of 14-0. It'll be Tazewell's ball, 3rd down and 12. Back at their own 48-yard line, and they drop back into shotgun. McCann gets a snap, looks, gets some pressure, throws the ball down the field. That's complete into Blue Devil territory. Pass was completed to Jalen Jordan down at the 36-yard line of Gate City. And Russell was about a step late getting there before he threw it. He was coming.
Yeah, he got him, but just a little bit late. That's a good throw and catch. But now he got him afterwards, and the quarterback feels it right now.
Oh, yeah. So it's 1st and 10 for Tazewell at the Blue Devil 36-yard line.
That was good. Good catch. And he knew he was going to get leveled. He stood in there and threw a good pass, and Jordan made a good catch.
Yep. 2 wide outs to the right, 1 to the left. Moore the setback behind McCann. Put the wing back in motion. They hand off to Moore, and he doesn't get anything much. He got maybe a yard down to the 35.
Sivert on the stop for the Blue Devils.
Blue Devils are interchanging some people, aren't they? Playing some D.
Yeah, to begin this drive, they came back with their
they got
regular
their starters
front four.
back.
Yeah.
Second down and 9 after that. Pick up by more of one. McCann drops back, throws a pass left-handed, and he had a receiver in the area, I guess, so he can get by with that.
Yeah, he was on the field.
Yeah. Incomplete pass makes it 3rd down and 9. Pretty smart to do that, though, because he's getting ready to get sacked for about a 5-yard line. Clock stopped with 10:50 to go, first half. Gate City leads Tazewell by a score of 14-0. And I'd say somebody better find number 20, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would make sure that he's guarded. He's a guy that's caught 2 or 3 already. And he's got some wheels when he catches it, too.
Yeah, boy. 2 wideouts to the right. And Jordan is one of those. Handoff on a draw to the tailback, and he gets it down to the 25-yard line and has a first down.
Good call against the blitz.
Yep. All the motion and the strength of the formation set up to the right, and he ran a little canter back to the left and only had to beat one man to the line of scrimmage before he picked up good yardage.
Seth Clark shaking up. He's got to check out. Micah Bledsoe in for him.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Tazewell at the Blue Devil 25. Rudy wide left, Jordan wide to the right. McCann drops straight back, throws a long pass down into the end zone. That's almost intercepted by Gate City. And I bet that was Morris.
Franklin, I believe.
Was it Franklin? Yeah, I see his number now. But he played it well. Had a better shot at the ball than the receiver did.
Yeah, he actually, like you said, had a better chance of receiver becoming the defender.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Ball on the Blue Devil 25. Blue Devils playing a lot of man-to-man pass defense here, Mark.
Yep.
McCann looks left, throws it complete to Reddy down at about just short of the 15-yard line, and may have a first down.
They turned the down marker to 3, but I thought it looked like a first down, but it's not.
No, about a yard short according to the down marker.
Yep.
Well, they had to get it all the way to the 15 because it was on the 25 here. So. Spotted at the 14, brings up 3rd down and 1 for Tazewell. Blue Devils lead the Bulldogs by a score of 14-0 with 9:40 to go here in the first half of the ball game. Reddy goes in motion. Moore, the standing tailback. McCann drops straight back, but we have a whistle.
And it might be a timeout by Tazewell, and I believe it is. Timeout on the field by the Bulldogs. 9:27 to go first half. Gate City leads 14-0.
Back with Tazewell. The Bulldogs have it 3rd down and 1 at the Blue Devils 16. McCann under center. Moore standing tailback. And they submarine, the Blue Devils submarine, and bring McCann down for a yard loss.
Derek Miller able to get in the backfield. I really thought it'd just been a quarterback sneak, didn't they? They did it from 2.5 yards. You would have thought 1 yard. Now they're a good solid 4th and 2 now.
And they're going to go for it too.
Oh, yeah. 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Devils on top 14-0. Looking to make a stop on the Bulldogs right here.
Anything short of the 15 will turn the ball over to Gate City. It's on the 17 now, 4th down and 2. McCann with a long, hard count, trying to drive Gate City off. Pass is short and incomplete, so the Blue Devils take over.
Wow.
I'm not sure where McCann threw the pass a little early or his receiver ran the wrong route, but he threw it short of his receiver.
Well, the quarterback's looking at the receiver like he ran the wrong route.
Yeah.
But, boy, 3rd and 1.
And try to go wide.
Yeah. Don't know. But anywho, we'll take it. Now let's get us a good long drive here to finish the first half.
Blue Devils will take over on their own 17.
Powell Valley, Lebanon now 14-7.
Blue Devils with 2 wing backs, 1 to each side. As Bowen throws a long pass down the field, that's complete.
They'll not catch him. Corey Franklin.
He's going to go all the way, it looks like, for a touchdown. I'll look back and see no flags as Franklin goes. Let me figure this up. 83 yards, right?
I knew when he was wide open, all he had to do was catch it. And once he caught it, I knew they didn't have anybody who's going to run him down. So, 83-yard touchdown pass. The longest of Nick Bowen's career.
Yeah.
Since it's, and I'd say that's one of the longest in Gate City High School history. It might be the longest. Who knows? That'll be interesting. We'll try to find that out. We don't throw many 83-yard touchdown passes.
No, but that was set perfect. That was set up perfect.
Yep. He was open, and Bowen hit him right in stride.
Just a little slant. And I'd say he was lined up at a wingback. I'm not 100% sure. My guess was he's lined up at a wingback on the left side.
Logan Bird's extra point
is good.
8:27 to go here in the first quarter, first half. I guess let's try first half. 21-0 Gate City leads.
Setting up for the Bulldogs is Tazewell, Michael Moore, and Jalen Jordan.
Nick Bowen will kick off for the 4th time.
You're talking
the first time, yeah. It helps you talking into the microphone.
Yeah, it works a lot better.
In the middle is Moore, far side is Grubb, your side is Jordan.
As a light rain begins to fall here in Tazewell.
Bowen's kick is a high end-over-end kick. It's going to be fielded by Grubb at about the 7. Up across the 15 and hit at the 20. And he fast forward for a yard or two to maybe the 21-yard line.
Kaiser and Berry, the first 2 in.
Go up here to the table behind the press box and get the Take Effect t-shirt. So you're ready to go to the Richlands Tazewell football game on October 1st. So be part of Take Effect, the entire stadium.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Tazewell at their own 22-yard line. Didn't seem like long. I bet it didn't seem long to them either. This offense was on the team. I mean, on the field. Blue Devils ran 1 play and scored a touchdown.
Yep.
Now Tazewell's right back out there. McCann with this time the I formation. 2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. McCann looks left.
Fumbles.
Yeah, handed off. Tried to hand off on a draw. Fumbled the football, and Tazewell fell on top of it. I don't know where it's actually going to be a draw or where he just thought, well, if I can get one of these backs to take it, you're get me out of trouble.
I mean, he definitely sold it looking downfield to Jordan over here, but I don't know. When I looked up, I saw him dropping the ball.
Loss of about 4 on the play brings up 2nd down and 14. The rain picks up pretty good now, Mark.
Yeah, back to the west, it clouded up, got pretty dark. You know, no lightning or anything like that, but it looks like we're going to get a pretty good shower here. Well, I mean, the reason I know we're going to get one is because it's pouring right now.
That's a good start.
Yeah.
Ball spotted, and we have a timeout called by the officials. I'm not exactly sure what it is. The Blue Devils have a player on the sideline. I believe that's Russell. That hadn't really got to the sideline. Looked like he might be cramping up a little bit.
Well.
Or he may be seeing stars on a cloudy night.
Yeah, that's, That's, I'm thinking that's the way he went off. That kind of favored that.
He's 2nd down and 13 for Tazewell. They hand off on a looked like they brought their wing back in motion from the far side and tried to hand it off to him, and that was Moore. And that goes for another loss of maybe about 4 on this one.
We had a half a dozen Blue Devils around that one.
The Devils' defensive front here, Mark, is playing much better. Of course, they're against a team that's not as big as Richlands was last week.
No. Richlands has there you go, screwing with me. Tazewell has a player limping off, 76, one of their offensive linemen. So it'll be 3rd and a bunch.
Yeah, 3rd and about 20. Your scoreboard says 18, and that's, we'll call it 19.
Yeah, we'll split it at 20.
McCann drops straight back, looks for the receiver. Blue Devils with a lot of pressure, and finally bring him down inside the 5, back at his 3-yard line.
Yeah,
they're going to mark it up close to the 5, between the 4 and the 5. But
Josh Berry and a host of friends. I believe Miller maybe been in on that.
So Tazewell on this series has gone backwards.
Yeah, and the quarterback, McCann, is taking a beating now.
Yeah, he is now.
And he's beginning to show it.
So now Tazewell will have to punt out of their own end zone. And Vaughn will be standing at the Tazewell 35 to receive the punt.
He may well run this one back.
He might. There's the snap. Murray gets off a high end over end kick.
Too high.
That is going to hit and take a Blue Devil bounce back to about the 27-yard line of Tazewell. And Blue Devils are in business again on the Tazewell 27.
Yes, they are. Gate City leads 21-0 with 5:27 to go here in the first half.
Nick Bowen has come out throwing the football tonight and has had a pretty good night.
Yep, had one interception that wasn't entirely his fault.
Yeah, I kind of thought maybe the receiver stopped his pattern a step short.
Yeah, just, that's going to happen. If you pitch
yeah.
If you go to pitching it 20 or 25 times, the other bunch is going to get one every now and then. I mean, it's just going to happen. But I thought he's been pretty sharp with his passes. Now, City goes into an eye, Larry.
Yeah, 1st and 10 at the Tazewell 27. They hand off to Dusty Clark out the tailback spot, and he gets it down to about the 19-yard line. Good gain on 1st down. I hope that's not lightning.
No, that was a camera that time.
Gain of about 6 on the play, bring up 2nd down and 4.
Been looking off to the direction the rain's coming from, and don't see anything lightning-wise. We should be okay.
Devils back in that eye with Dusty Clark at tailback. Hand off to Clark. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and falls forward down to the 19. Gained a yard on the play. He's going to bring up 3rd down short. It'll be 3rd down about 3 for Gate City. Blue Devils here bring into the backfield Aaron Kaiser. Or bring into the game Aaron Kaiser. Maybe going at tight end here.
Now Seth Clark checked out defensively earlier a little bit. Looked a little bit shaken up. He did come back defensively though, but not in the game on offense right now.
Kaiser is in at the tailback spot. They hand off to, at the wingback spot. Hand off to Clark. He's at the 10, at the 5, and dives. Well, they say he stepped out of bounds on the 3. I thought he had a touchdown all the way, but he stepped up the sideline at the 3.
Yeah, I believe he did.
So the Blue Devils will have it 1st and goal at the Tazewell 3 with 4:14 left here in the first half. Gate City already on top by a score 21-0.
Gate City gets Clark and Dusty Clark and Kaiser out. They come with Franklin in the backfield. Looks like Bledsoe also.
Yeah, Bledsoe's in at the
Tyler Bird at the other wing.
Yes, double wing, and Bledsoe is standing back behind. And the fake is to Bledsoe, and Bowen dives for the end zone, and he's going to be about a yard short. Faked it to Bledsoe, pulled it out of his gut, took off right behind Bledsoe, and just came up inches short of the goal line. Now the beef will come back in.
Yeah.
Seth Clark, Elliott back into the backfield, and also Vaughn. So let's see how the Devils line up. Going to line up with a double wing as Vaughn, the standing tailback. They put Seth Clark in motion. They're going to run right, and Vaughn tiptoes into the end zone for a touchdown.
We all knew that was coming there.
Yep.
So the Blue Devils jump out on top 27-0 on 3:32 to go now in the first half. And we'll have Logan Bird on to, again, attempt the extra point into a pretty good breeze and the rain blowing a little sideways at him. That's okay. Might have a real big extra point to make later in the year in this kind of condition.
And it might be white stuff instead of rain.
You never know.
And also a slick ball to handle here, but it's handled well by the snapper and by the holder and kicked well by Mr. Bird. So.
I believe the deep snapper might have been Austin Reed, the regular center, because Russell's out hurt. 3:32 to go first half, 28-0 Gate City leads.
Back at Tazewell, where Nick Bowen will kick off for the 5th time here in the first half tonight. Devils on top by a score of 28-0. Bowen hits a low line drive this time. It hits the 20 and tried to be fielded by Grubb. Down he almost goes to a knee at the 5, but picks it up and is tackled at about the 7-yard line. So not much good came out of that for Tazewell.
No. Slick football.
So the Devils have Tazewell pushed back deep in their own territory, their own 7. Let's see where they spot it. They may spot it at the almost a 10, looks like, by the yard mark. I never thought he even got anywhere close to 10.
I think he sniffed the 10, Jim.
Nope. Looks like I actually want to put it down at about the 9. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. They're in I formation. McCann under center. Hands off to his fullback running right. He's brought down just about the line of scrimmage. He might have picked up a yard. I believe that is, and forget the tackle on that mark, 34.
Can't see for the rain.
Seaver Elliott.
Blowing in on me. It's
Seaver Elliott on the tackle that time. Gain of yard for Tazewell. Bring up 2nd down and 9 with 2:55 to go here in the first half. Gate City on top 28-0. Tazewell stays in the eye. Wide out to each side. You wouldn't think he'd put it up here.
I wouldn't think.
McCann hands off to his tailback that time, who was Moore, and he gets it across the 20, maybe to the 21-yard line. A gain of a yard on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Bulldogs. As the rain has been pretty steady now for the last 15-20 minutes.
Pretty steady and pretty hard, really.
Yeah.
It's raining pretty good. As the viewers that'll watch on replay will notice. The rest of it, just have to take a word for it.
Yeah, we want to thank Jim Benton for being our filmer tonight.
Yeah. Hated he had to come in out of the rain and do that. No, does a great job. I wish you could do it every week.
3rd down and 8. As again they hand it off to the tailback. He spins out of the tackle, gets across the 25. across the 15, short of the 20. So it's going to bring up 4th down to about 2. Moore on the carry that time for Tazewell. And the punt team will come back in for the Bulldogs, as Murray is the punter. Andrew Murray drops back in punt formation. Back to receive the punt will be Joseph Vaughn, standing inside midfield on the Blue Devil side with 1:15 to go.
I believe rain's picked up, Larry.
I believe it has.
It is really coming down out there now.
There's a snap, low snap, but Murray's able to come up with it. Kick the end over end kick away from Vaughn. It takes a Tazewell bounce and finally goes out of bounds at the 45 of Gate City.
That'll leave 59 seconds to go here in the first half with the Blue Devils on top 28-0.
Gate City with the ball 1st and 10 on their own 45-yard line. By the way, while we have time, I'd like to thank Alan Godsey for sending me the Gate City lineups during the season and the information that he passes along. And hopefully next week or two we'll be able to come up with the visitors lineup. Bowen takes a snap, hands off to Vaughn on a just straight out of the tailback hole, and he's going to go all the way for a 55-yard touchdown. So Joseph Vaughn takes it in from 55 yards out with 48.5 seconds to go, and the Devils go on top 34-0.
That's just a straight handoff, folks. That's all it was. And they never saw him.
Never saw him.
Never looked at him. So Vaughn 55 yards, as you said, in 11 seconds. And Blue Devils lead here 34-0. 48 seconds to go in the first half.
That 83-yard strike left.
Bird on to attempt his 5th.
Reed's still a deep snapper, did you see?
I believe he is.
Well, the kick is up, and the kick is right through. No, the kick is, you say no good, wide to the right, wide to the right.
That's what I said. 34-0. Gate City leads. We'll be back.
Bowen again will kick off. I've lost count now. It's 6, I believe it. First half. Back deep for Tazewell will be, this time on the far side, is going to be Jalen Jordan. Seems like Nick has kicked to that side about every time, and they moved Greb over to the left side with Michael Moore still in the center.
I think this one will just scoot along the ground like the last two, more than likely. No?
Kind of a higher kick, shorter kick. It was fielded by Jordan at about the 15. Gets up across the 25, fights forward and tackled at about the 30-yard line. Maybe the best field position they've had on a kickoff return tonight.
Yeah, it is.
42.9 seconds to go. First half, Gate City on top of Tazewell by a score of 34-0. McCann comes back in at quarterback.
And the rain has stopped. All at once, it just stopped raining.
Checking in late for Tazewell is Manuel Shepard, number 18. Moore, the standing tailback, behind Sheets at fullback. McCann hands off to Moore, and he's still standing. Well, he's not standing. He didn't get anything up across the 30, maybe gained a half yard. Actually going to mark him about, well, no gain at all. And they may not even run another play.
Yeah, I think they're going to. Coach Smith sent one in. But I'm pretty sure it's a run.
I'd say you're right.
It should be.
Stay in the I formation. McCann hands off to the tailback, Moore, and he gets across the 40, 45, and brought down at about the 45-yard line, and that's the last play of the ball, first half. Gate City at halftime leads Tazewell by a score of 34-0. Back at Tazewell, where Andrew Murray is about ready to kick off to the Blue Devils to start this second half. Gate City on top, 34-0. Back deep for Gate City to receive the kickoff on the near side will be Joseph Vaughn. And on the far side, can you make out that number, Mark? Is that 42? Montana Morris. The whole first half belonged to Gate City. Tazewell first half attempted 11 passes, completed 5. Murray's kick is a line drive that's going to be fielded by Morris at the 15. Gets good blocking, gets up across the 30, and run out of bounds at about the 33-yard line, maybe. So the Blue Devils will take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Yeah, I look for us to keep the clock running, keep the ball on the ground a lot here in the second half, Larry.
Yeah, I do too, Mark. I think it's...
And we need some work up front. We need to...
Split out wide to the left is Aaron Kaiser. Hand off to the tailback. I think it was Vaughn on the carry. No, it's not. It was Severelli on the carry. And he gets maybe 2 yards. Bring up 2nd down and 8. And I look, Mark, for a little bit of trying to build some depth. Like running.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Ellie to tailback. This time the Blue Devils with full house. Run the option. And Bowen gets up to the 40. Dives for the 41. It's going to be 2 or 3 yards short of the 1st down.
Nick Bowen, the ball carriers, brought in by Stuart McDonald.
It's going to bring up 3rd down and 3 for Gate City. Need to make it to the 43-yard line. Their own 43 for 1st down. Blue Devils have run every play from the line of scrimmage since they received a kickoff to the second half. Wingback goes in motion. Run a little trap to the wingback Bird. And he gets knocked down at about the line of scrimmage. Tyler Bird that time on the carry. It's going to bring up 4th down for the Blue Devils. Their first one tonight, and they'll have to punt.
Yep, first time tonight. We'll send the punting team on.
Tell you another thing, Mark. As wet as the grass is, Dusty Clark with that groin probably doesn't need to play any.
I'd say he's done for the night.
Let's see who's going to drop back to punt. Miller.
Yep.
Derek Miller will do the punting. Back deep for Tazewell is on the near side. Ready. On the far side will be Jalene Jordan. Pretty good snap. They came with a lot of pressure. Miller's able to get it off. And it takes a Tazewell bounce. Bounces back to the 32 before Gate City downs. You can tell a little bit of difference, Mark, in the deep snap.
Yeah, I didn't see.
Not as quick.
I didn't see who did that time, actually.
And that gave Tazewell a chance to get some pressure, because that deep snap's got to be zipped back there pretty good.
It does.
So Tazewell will take over on their own 32 with 9:39 to go here in the second half. Gate City on top, 34-0. Again, Tazewell in the I formation. McCann, the quarterback. Drops straight back, looks out, throws that little flyer pass out to the left. That's complete to Jalen Jordan, and he fights for extra yardage and gets a first down. Up close to his own 45-yard line. A 5-yard pass has turned into about a 13-yard gain. And that's a couple times they've done the same thing. Jordan looks like a pretty good receiver.
Yeah, well, you want to play a little soft there. You don't, want if you're going to catch it in front of you.
This time, Reddy and Jordan both go wide to the right. And again, an I formation. Looks like one of the linemen bobbed his head there. They hand off to the tailback, and he gets across the 45 to about the 47-yard line. A gain of 3 on the play. That was Moore on the carry.
Elliott and Morris on the stop.
Bring up 2nd down and 7 for Tazewell. McCann comes to the sideline to get the plays normally. Jordan split out wide right. Wing back this time on the left side. As McCann throws a pass that's complete to the wide out on this side, and that was ready.
Morris and Bledsoe on the stop.
Gain of about 4 on the play. He's going to bring up 3rd down and 2. Third down and 2. Ball at the Blue Devil 48-yard line. Tazewell on his first series here in the second half. Devils put 7 men on the line of scrimmage. And they hand off to the tailback, new back in the ball game, is 18, Manuel Shepard, and he gets a first down to the 45-yard line of Gate City. Gain of about 3 on the play, but enough for a first down for Tazewell. Blue Devils switching a few players in and out as Micah Bledsoe just went off. One back set with Shepard to standing back this time behind McCann. McCann fakes the handoff on a wingback reverse, and they didn't get anything much. That was Moore who had set up on the wingback side.
Peyton Simert runs him down, makes a good play.
Actually lost about a yard on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 11. What kind of offense did he run his at Virginia High? He runs a double wing.
Wing T.
Yeah, wing T. This time back in the eye, it was more through the standing tailback for Tazewell. McCann looks over to the defense. Blue Devils show blitz. McCann gets some pressure and is slung down. Well, he got the pass off, but I believe the referee had whistled the play dead.
And that's a good call.
Yeah, he was in the grass.
Yeah, he was about to get hurt. That was a good call.
So that's going to be a loss back to Tazewell's 45-yard line.
Not only a good call, it might have been a half count so late anyway.
Yeah.
Blowing that down. Coach Smith's not real happy with that, but he's been a lot less happy if they continued on. His quarterback got hurt too.
Well, we've seen him a time or two when he wasn't too happy.
Yeah.
We've had him a time or two when we tried to make him unhappy. 3rd down and 20 for Tazewell. 5:45 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Blue Devils on top, 34-0.
Main thing, clock's running.
That's right. Tazewell this time in the shotgun. 3 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. McCann gets a snap, looks straight back, gets some pressure. Comes off a one-man's tackle, but the Blue Devils run him down from behind by Steve Elliott.
Berry had some good pressure on him, got away from him, but Elliott cleaned it up.
So a gain, minimal gain of maybe 2 yards on the play. He's going to bring up 4th down and long for Tazewell. Murray will drop back in punt formation. The Blue Devils have Joseph Vaughn back to receive the punt.
$5 for a box of Springfield donuts at the front gate from the Deca Club.
Snap back to Murray. Kick is a high, wobbly punt. They're kicking away from Vaughn now. This one's going to go out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. 18. So Gate City take over 1st and 10 at their own 28.
18.
18? Yeah, it is 8. Thank you, sir.
So clock momentarily stops at 4:42 to go. A 35-point difference allows the clock to continue to run.
Another extra point would have made a big difference, wouldn't it? For the missed extra point. Tyler Bird at a wing back. Nick Bowen still the quarterback for the Blue Devils. Wide outs to each side. And they hand off again this time to Tyler Bird out of that wingback slot. They run that play a time or two. Tyler this time able to pick up maybe 3 or 4 yards on the carry.
That's our version of the jet sweep.
yeah. Actually, a gain of 5 on the play brings up second down and 5 for the Blue Devils. That was kind of picked to be a big game right tonight, Appalachian and Burton. I don't really see that being that big a game, do you? Bowen under center. Again, we put the wing back in motion. Now, again, we hand off to Bird. He fumbles the football. That's still loose. And I think Bowen recovered the ball deep behind the line of scrimmage. As the ball came loose from Tyler and bounced way back behind the line of scrimmage. Devils lost about 8 yards on that play to bring up third down and 13. Devils had it second down and 5. Now it's third and 13. But I still don't think they'll put it in there with 3:25 to go here.
Nah, I don't believe so. Maybe on third and long.
If it is, it'd be something safe, I would think.
I would.
Trips to the right, and Bowen throws a little flare out pass with blockers in front. That is complete to Corey Franklin, who slides Alabama. At about what, the 25-yard line looks like. It's going to be fourth down and about 4 for Gate City. And the punt team comes in. All Gate City is interested in now is the clock running.
If you find a blackberry curve, then
want to see who the deep snapper.
There will be a reward for that. Don't take it home with you. It's needed by
it is.
Look around if you.
Well, it's something too. I can't tell. There's a snap back. Punt is a line drive punt that hits at the 45 and takes a Blue Devil bounce inside the Tazewell 35, be down to the 34-yard line.
I believe it was Morse.
May have been.
I believe it was Montana Moore.
Tazewell will take over first and 10 at their own 34 with 2:59 to go in the ball game. Gate City on top, 34 to nothing. 3:59. What?
Third quarter.
Oh, thank you. You're sticking up all these fingers at me.
Yeah.
It helps.
Powell Valley has scored 28 unanswered. They lead Lebanon now 28-14.
Oh. Did trail at one time 14 to nothing.
All this comes courtesy of Mr. Jim Benton, who was texting back with somebody at that game, and the last message he showed me was, oh, they are just running it down our throats.
First and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 34. They pitch it wide left to Moore, and he gets across the 35 to about the 36. Gain of 2 on the play. Seaver Elliott on the tackle for the Blue Devils. Blue Devils linebackers are Peyton Sivert, 62, Seaver Elliott, 34, Seth Clark, 44, and Joseph Vaughn, 31. One back set this time for Tazewell as McCann, long count, throws that little flare pass, and this time a good tackle by Seaver Elliott. Came up and shut that thing down after maybe only a yard gain on the play. Bring up third down and about 5 for Tazewell. Minute 57 to go in the third quarter. Blue Devils on top, 34 to nothing.
Well, since the rain stopped, breeze has picked up, and it's a little bit cool.
I can feel it coming through that way. Better than having it 95.
Yes, sir.
Wing back on the left side for Tazewell. McCann hands off on a draw, and Blue Devils had it sniffed out, but Moore broke a tackle, picks up 10 yards.
Not sure who missed the tackle, but he had him for a loss, and then Moore did a good job to get loose. we didn't do such a good job of wrapping him up.
No, we didn't. Ball will be spotted exactly at midfield. The nose touching the 50. 1st and 10 for Tazewell with 1:22 to go, third quarter. Wing back on the left, one back set, more to set back. McCann drops straight back, looks to his left. Devils get some pressure now, throws the ball down the field. That is intercepted. Good interception by Franklin, I believe.
Yes, it is.
At the 18.
Watch out.
Oh, and he got hit, but he gets up. He was hit by Jalen Jordan, one of the receivers.
I saw it coming, Corey. You didn't. I saw him coming.
But he popped right up, Mark. That's the key.
Oh, he's hurt. I promise you that had to hurt, but he got up and walked off, ran off. He'll go over there and come back into the game. Actually, he's probably not hurting too bad. But, he just didn't see it coming. He's a sophomore. He'll learn now to keep that head on the swivel. But that was a heck of an interception. He tipped it to himself. That's a great play by Corey.
Blue Devils take over on their own 28.
And we might be a man short. And Gate City will ask for a timeout. We'll take one, too.
The snap is to Bowen, throws a pass that's complete to Tyler Bird, gets a block. He's down the far sideline at midfield. Breaks the tackle, is at the 40, the 35, the 30.
Nice
Makes
move.
another move inside the 20 and finally brought down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line. A good move by Tyler Bird.
Yes, it was. It took.
There's a Jockland back there about the 30.
He gave a little shoulder and cut that thing back to the middle, and the defender got all turned around. But give him credit, he did finally run him down.
He did.
But
I'd say Scotty Vermillion would like to see that move on the basketball floor this coming
pretty good.
ball.
I'll tell you one thing: if he runs that far, we're going to be in trouble.
Well, that's
run out of
true.
the school.
But the Blue Devils have it 1st and goal at the 9-yard line, I guess. But now Tyler's an athlete.
Yes,
I think he'll help them.
Oh, he will. Once he gets, learns the ropes.
Bowen looks into the end zone, throws the pass complete to Seaver Elliott. 9-yard touchdown pass from Nick Bowen to Seaver Elliott.
So that puts the Blue Devils on top, 40-0. Say that'll be about the last of the number ones. We'll see now. Here, 9, a lot of them. As Logan Bird on to attempt the extra point.
I'll tell you, he didn't kick any. Well, we didn't score, so he didn't.
Yeah.
But he looks like he's back in
Good
form. Yeah, he sure does.
Austin Reed, the snap.
That's a good snap, a good hold, and the kick is good. So the Blue Devils go on top of Tazewell by a score of 41-0.
Back in 60.
Kickoff is received at about the 13-yard line and run back up to the 47-yard line by Tazewell.
Phil Head kicked off that time for the Blue Devils. And
Phil a lefty, isn't he?
Yep.
So Tazewell with 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line with 15.3 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Blue Devils on top.
Yeah, 41-0. I was going to say, and the clock now will run.
That's probably when they can get off a play.
Doesn't look like it. We'll see. No, that will bring the end of the third quarter with the score Gate City 41 and Tazewell 0.
Tazewell takes over, 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line here in the fourth quarter. A pitch to their tailback, who is hitting the backfield, fights forward and gets back to the 45 it could have been a 4-yard loss. It turns out to only be a 2-yard loss, and that was Moore, who did a good job breaking tackle.
Yeah, I was looking. I was watching Joseph Fon trying to get to the ball carrier, and every way he turned, somebody was grabbing his jersey.
Oh.
He couldn't. Yeah, he just grabbed it there, kind of telling the official they were kind of holding me, and they were. He turned one way, and they hold him and couldn't get to him. Not that it matters. Well, I mean, I guess it matters.
Bo Morris checks into the lineup to replace Vaughn.
Yeah.
Second down and 12. Like Mark said a while ago, with this lead, the clock will continue to run, even on incomplete pass plays. As McCann gets pressure and is sacked back at his own 38-yard line.
I believe that's Kyle Kilgore on the sack. It is. First pressure was by Miller, and then he stepped up. Kilgore got a sack.
So a big loss on the play brings up it makes it third down and about 19 here for Tazewell. Miller playing left defensive end here in Russell's place. If you notice Russell on the sideline anymore?
I thought I did at the start of St. Anne, but I'm not sure. He obviously got stung pretty good.
High formation for Tazewell. Third and 19. McCann drops straight back again, gets some pressure. Throws a long pass down the field. That's intercepted by Montana Morris.
Who else?
At the 32-yard line. Gate City's 32. He plays the ball well, doesn't he?
Yep. That ball was well underthrown. And he's, again, though, thing is, Larry, we've got, last week we had a couple of defensive backs that didn't see the ball.
Right.
And it looks like we're doing a little better job of looking for the football. And certainly have, 3 interceptions?
I think you're right.
I know Franklin's got 1 and Morris has got 2.
He's got 2, yep. So the Blue Devils with 9:44 to go will scrimmage from the 31-yard line, their own. Double wing set to the left. Bowen in the shotgun, hands off to Vaughn, and he is thrown for about a yard loss back to the 30. Little delay handoff that time. Bring up second down and 11 for the Blue Devils, just across their 30. Need to get to the 41 of Tazewell for a first down. About the 41 and a half, really. Same formation as Bowen throws a pass complete to Kyer for a first down up at about the 43-yard line.
Pretty good sophomore to freshman connection.
And Cousins.
Yeah.
Now, I tell you, I like the looks of Collier's foot speed.
I'll tell you what,
I believe you could turn him loose, and he might be able to outrun about anybody except Morris or Franklin.
Let me tell you what I like about it. I like the fact that he's grown 18 inches since last year. It looks to me like, he's really grown up. And just a freshman,
hand off to Vaughn out of the shotgun, and he drags tacklers down up close to midfield. He's going to be about 4 yards short of the first down, but and Joseph comes up limping a little bit.
Yeah,
you never know. Maybe in a night like this, might be a cramp. But the way he's limping, I gotta believe it's an ankle, wouldn't you?
I think it's 41-0 is what I think.
I think he'll set the rest of the night. Second down and 6 for Gate City. Ball at the 47-yard line, their own 47. And Micah Bledsoe in, along with Corey Franklin in the backfield. They hand off to Bledsoe, and he bumps into Franklin, and they lose a yard and a half or 2. So it's going to be a 2-yard loss, and the Blue Devils will move the ball back to their own 44 and bring up third down and 9 with 7:10 to go here in the ball game. Gate City on top. They'll score 41-0. This time the Blue Devils with a double wing and going back under center. One back in the backfield. Put the wing back in motion. Handoff to the setback, and I believe that was Vaughn. If it was, he got a good lick. No, it wasn't Vaughn. It was Bledsoe.
Yeah.
He got met at the 44 by a 44 slug.
Yeah,
Went straight back.
He stopped real quick, didn't he?
So it's 4th down and about 7, and Gate City will
May take a delay again.
mine. Down to 6:25. May just let it run down, call timeout.
Yeah, either way.
You know something? Are we an official short tonight? Don't you normally have 5 officials in the game?
I hadn't noticed. So Gate City will ask for a timeout. We'll take one too.
There you go. In the ball game, Gate City on top of Tazewell, 41-0. Blue Devils will be in punt formation. Tazewell will drop back Brad Reddy to the far side, and on the near side will be Jalen Jordan. And Derek Miller will do the punt. Miller gets a snap, gets some pressure, gets off a low line drive punt that takes a good Gate City bounce, and Tazewell just backs away from it, and the Blue Devils will down it, I think, at about the 26-yard line. Might be the 24. Is it?
No, I don't know.
Can't see this. Might be the
16.
Might be the 16.
17.
Well, thank you. I'll see you now.
It's inside the 20, I can tell you that. That's about all I can do for you.
Well, that ain't much.
You're right.
Every time I look at that,
You're right.
every time I look at that 2 there, I think it's a 3. But then,
Well, the 3's
say,
got a
well,
little.
why do you have 2 30s on the field?
Yeah, well, that can happen.
McCann takes a snap, hands off on a little wingback play, and the man breaks into the open and gets a first down up to about the 34-yard line. Gain of about 15 on the play. Morris on the carry. Tazewell going here without a huddle. McCann under center. Drops back, looks for that little quick pass out to the right, and then takes off running and gets across the 40 to about the 41. Gain of about 7 on the play.
Bo Morris on the stop.
Going to bring up 2nd down and a long 2. Let's call it 2nd down and 3. With 4:33 to go, and the ball game, Gate City on top, 41-0. Put the wing back on the right side of motion. McCann fumbles the snap, now picks it up, gains a couple yards, now breaks it into the midfield, breaks a tackle or 2, gets across midfield, and then is finally brought down inside the Blue Devil 40. Well, they're going to spot it right on the 40, so McCann made a whole lot out of nothing.
Yes, it did. Had his own fumble-rooski play.
Yeah. They outlawed the old fumble-rooski play.
I'll tell you what, tomorrow,
Yes, sir.
McCann's going to be
So,
a little slow getting out of bed in the morning.
yeah, he's been hit a lot,
Yes, he is.
and he's thrown the football a lot.
Yeah.
First and 10 for Tazewell at the Blue Devil 40-yard line. With 3:30 to go in the ball game, Gate City on top, 41-0. Back in the I formation. McCann fumbles the snap and keeps it. And again, almost made something out of nothing, but this time it turned bad and he loses about 4.
If I was him, I believe I'd give it to somebody else.
I'd hand it off.
Yep.
Yep.
I believe I'd be giving it to somebody else. He has taking a beating tonight.
Second down and 15 now for Tazewell. Clock continues to run with 2:50 to go in the game. And if they don't hit a pass, they're not going to score. Wing back on the left, McCann with one back in the backfield. Fakes it, hands off to that wing back, and that's Moore on the carry. And he stopped for a 1 yard loss. So good lateral speed that time by the Blue Devils.
Micah Bledsoe, Bo Morris. Clock runs nearing 2 minutes to go.
Be third down and 15 now for Tazewell. Tazewell going to go 0-2 on the season. The Blue Devils will even their record at 1-1. One back set in the backfield. Wing back and another receiver on the right. And McCann looks, throws a long pass down the field. That is going to be intercepted again by who? Corey Franklin. He's got two. Going up the far sideline. He's at the 30, 35. Has a wave of blockers in front of him.
Yes, he does.
It's in midfield.
Oh.
And finally driven out of bounds at about the 48-yard line.
He just got tackled by a guy that was 250 pounds heavier than he was. I guarantee it.
The 77 tackle.
77 tackle.
Oh, Lord. I tell you what, you mentioned it before. He's off the air. 77 has good speed for his size.
Really, for his size, he's got some pretty good speed. I noticed it first when we had to pass to Seth Clark out in the flat there early in the first quarter, and he had lateral speed and caught up to Seth, and I thought, wow, a 300-pounder, that's pretty stout.
Devils in a full house. And hand off to Corey Bledsoe out of the fullback spot.
Collier. Collier.
Was it Collier in at quarterback?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Micah Bledsoe, too, not Corey. Corey was his older brother. So Bledsoe on a good carry. Gets about 5. And Collier in at quarterback. Good experience for Michael Collier. Again, full house. This time again, hand off to Bledsoe.
I believe that's Bo Morris.
Oh, was it? Thank you.
I think.
I thought it was the 0 and the 30.
Actually, it might have been 35 basket.
Okay.
Okay, I couldn't tell you. 35 or 32. The reason I knew it wasn't Micah is because I saw him go out of the game. That's the only reason.
Full house. Collier. This time hands off to the right halfback, and he didn't get anything.
Yeah, he did. He got hit.
Who was it?
Philip Head.
Philip Head. He's going to bring up fourth down, and that'll be the last play of the ball game. Blue Devils have come to Tazewell and picked up the first win of the year by a score of 41-0.
So as clock winds down to 0, there it is. Like Larry said, the Blue Devils here tonight take control early, jump out to a 34-0 halftime lead, and just cruise the rest of the way in defeating the Bulldogs here 41-0. Big City, as you said earlier, evens their record at 1-1. Tazewell drops to 0-2. Next week, the Blue Devils head across the state line to Kingsport, where they'll take on the Sullivan South Rebels over at, I think, what they call Death Valley, I believe.
I believe it is.
Is what they call that. So, very good bounce back win for the Blue Devils tonight. Obviously, Tazewell very young, and you could see that. And Gate City able to take advantage of that and come up with a big victory here. You got to win one before you can get the second one, and we got that one tonight.
Looked like maybe the only possible injury we saw come out of this might have been Russell.
Yeah, Russell, he got shaken up pretty good. Hopefully nothing that'll keep him out of action next week, but time will tell as we go along with that.
Scoring went this way, and then we'll get out of here. First quarter, Gate City, Seth Clark took it in from 8 yards out. Logan Bird kicked the extra point. Blue Devils on top 7-0. Again in the first quarter, Seaver Elliott took it in from 18 yards out. Bird again on the extra point. Blue Devils led 14-0 after 1. In the second quarter, Bowen hit Corey Franklin on an 83-yard touchdown pass. Again, Logan Bird kicked the extra point. Blue Devils led 21-0. 3:32 to go in the second quarter. Joseph Vaughn from 1 yard out took it in. Extra point again by Bird, good. Blue Devils lead 28-0. And then with 48.5 seconds to go, Joseph Vaughn had a 55-yard touchdown run. Extra point no good. Scored halftime 34-0. And the only score in the second half with 23.7 seconds to go in the third quarter, Nick Bowen hits Seaver Elliott on a 9-yard touchdown pass. Logan Bird again with the point after. Final score, Gate City 41, Tazewell 0.
So we'll wrap it up from Tazewell here tonight. Again, next week, Gate City heads over to Sullivan South. Y'all come. And for Tim Hill on the coach's camera, Jim Benton on the GCTV camera, Larry Shelton, Mark Peters, good night.